Go ahead.
Okay, welcome to this month's edition of the Fightlete Report, May 2009. Today what we're going to look at is what UFC 97 happened in Montreal, Quebec, Canada in April. And we're going to look at what happened there. It was a dismal 5-round fight between Anderson Silva, the champion, Dallas Lightas. And we're also going to look at the fallout between Chuck Liddell and Shogun, their fight they had, the fallout and the repercussions of that fight. As you know, there are a lot. And we're also going to preview UFC 98 and also the main event of WEC 41. This is the Fight League Report.
Hey, what do you think about that latest fight with Silva?
Well, you know, UFC 97 had its moments. It was capped by a really, really bad fight between Silva and Lightas.
Yeah, it was kind of a boring fight. I mean, Silva did enough to dominate the fight and win the fight, but there was no spectacular moment throughout the whole fight. You know, there wasn't no moments where the crowd was jumping up and down. So, you know, it was kind of a bore, but I still think Silva, you know, did his part to win the match. So.
Well, Lightas tried to lure Silva onto the ground
Yeah.
in some of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Silva's a champ. He wouldn't have any of it. He kept the fight standing.
Yeah.
For the most part, he was just able to pick his shots. He really called in this fight. You know, he called it in himself. You know, it's like he phoned it in basically. That's what I'm saying. He didn't really put his full effort into this fight. But you know, coming up, we just learned he's going to take on Forrest Griffin at UFC 101.
Oh man, this fight is gonna be crazy. Forrest Griffin against Anderson Silva.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Ultimate
man.
Fighter winner versus the Spider. And, you know, he's going to go back up to 205 pounds. This fight, he's going to be at 205 pounds. It's going to be a very aggressive fight for Anderson Silva. You know, Forrest is going to come knocking, and he's going to come hard at Silva.
It's gonna be a big come up for him.
This is not for a title, because it's going to be fought at 205,
Right.
but this is not the first time Silva's fought at 205. He fought and beaten a previous opponent, James Irving. That was the previous opponent. He beat him dominating the first round. So this is going to be a great fight for Silva. Looking forward.
Oh, yeah,
Hopefully, take the bad taste out of our mouths from the previous two fights.
Well, you know what? I don't think Forrest Griffin is gonna let this be a boring fight. I mean, Forrest Griffin, you know, this could be a big come up for him. I mean, he already did his thing to move up, but Forrest Griffin and Anderson Silva, man, I guess I'll put my money on Silva. What do you think?
Man, it's so tough.
I know it's a tough one. I know.
I can't call it.
Yeah.
I mean, Silva definitely would be the favorite, but you know, this is such a tough fight. Silva, we gotta make these fights count. You know, he only has 3 fights left on his contract. That's true. This is about the third one. And after this, there'll be 2 more. So you gotta make these fights count any way you can.
Yeah, you definitely want to go out with a bang, you know.
You know, moving on, we're going to discuss Chuck Liddell and Shogun.
Oh, man.
Well, for the beginning of the fight, it was pretty good. Both guys, you know, did a stand up. Liddell even scored on a takedown. You know, I think Liddell really showed he can still hang with the top light heavyweights in the world today.
Yeah, he can. I mean, he did his share. You know, he did his part in the fight, but you know, I thought it was gonna go a little longer, and I mean, that knockout came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting him to just get knocked out like that. But he showed he still got some fight left in him. I mean, I know he's not in UFC anymore, but I still think he's gonna do his thing in other, you know, fighting, you know, areas.
Well, with Chuck Liddell, we don't know if this exactly will be his last MMA fight, but we know that Dana White said this will probably be the last time we see him in the UFC octagon.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, Liddell, he fought a revitalized, aggressive, young competitor in Mauricio Shogun Rua. You know, Shogun was revitalized and great finesse, and so you know, it's not a shameful loss. You know that he lost this fight. You know, he went out with a bang. You know, he stood up the round. He went almost a full round against Shogun until that, you know, late in the first round he got knocked out.
And Shogun had a lot to lose too. You know, I mean, you know, his previous fight against Mark Hogan, you know, he had a lot to lose. People was talking a lot of stuff like, oh, he lost his edge, blah blah blah. So he said, hey, I'm gonna go against Iceman. I'm gonna show people that I still got it in me to take out the best of them, and that's what he did. So,
well, they both provided a very exciting first rounder. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at some of the other fights that happened. Krzysztof Soliński. Soliński he submitted Brian Stan to that chimera. I warned you, he's pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, he did say he was going to do that.
Yeah, he pulls that out of nowhere. I can show you right now if you want to.
I'm good.
Okay, and you know, I warned you, this new Ultimate Fighter newcomer, he's coming up and he can hit you with that chimera from anywhere. You know, what'd you name of your guy, Chuck Congo?
Man, Chuck Congo is definitely no joke. He is definitely not a joke. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to get in the ring with him.
Yeah, that
I
first.
mean, he's doing his thing though. You know, he's definitely doing his thing.
Yeah, vicious knockout and a bloody hard on.
Yeah, and I didn't even really. I did kind of see it coming because he's a dangerous guy. You know, he's
Yeah.
pretty good. So
Very vicious, and you know, this possibly sets up a #1 contender match for the UFC heavyweight title between him and Shane Carwin. That's my guy.
oh, Shane Connor's your guy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens when your guy takes on my guy in a #1 contenders match, possibly.
Yeah,
In
we'll
the near
see about
future,
that
the
one.
winner takes on the winner of Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir.
Uh-oh. I
Okay,
look forward to it.
you know, Louis Kane got a decision, a great fight to start off the night against Steve Cantwell.
Steve Campbell.
Yeah, he was the last light heavyweight champion in the WEC, and these two light heavyweights, they stood up and banged for all 3 rounds. You know, Kane goes to 10-1.
Yeah, that was a good fight. You know, it definitely wasn't a boring fight. You know, I enjoyed watching every single minute of it. You know, it was a good fight.
Yeah, believe it or not, the fight of the night came from a 3-round preliminary card contest between Sam Stout and Matt Weinman. I mean, who knew that these guys are not even on the main card? And they replayed. I guess they had some time in between all the big decisions throughout the night. They replayed it, and it was a very good, solid fight. Two great lightweights going on, banging out for 3 rounds. It's good to see 2 guys who are unknown get the fight of the night honors and get the bonus check.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get their name out there too. You know, sometimes that's the thing I like about UFC is it's so unpredictable. You never really know. You never know what's gonna happen, who gonna move up one night, who gonna move down.
Both of them displayed their MMA skills all around the mat, and Weinman did get the victory. He won by decision. Well, that's UFC 97. Now, before we get into UFC 98, I want to look at the main event of WC 41. Let's look at that. Mike Brown versus Uriah Faber 2, the rematch for the featherweight title.
Gonna be a good one.
Again, these 2 fight leads with the featherweight title on the line. They pulled out all the stops in their last fight in November. But Mike Brown, he had a major upset on Uriah Faber. That big, you know, first round knockout. Vicious.
Yeah,
What do you think of that?
I think Roger Faber. He's so used to winning all his fights and everything. He kind of, you know, underestimated Mike Brown. I think he underestimated him, and that's what made him lose. He kind of let his guard down a little bit. I think this time he's gonna be more prepared for it. He know more of what he's getting into, and I think he's gonna go for probably a submission type of win, or he might even knock him out.
Well, we'll
Definitely
see.
put my money on Roger Faber.
Well,
That's what I'm going for.
Well, I think it's going to go maybe 3 rounds.
3 rounds?
Oh, no, maybe 5 rounds, actually, since it is a 5-round title fight. But Mike Brown is so dominant. You know, he got a vicious first-round victory against Larry Garcia, hit him with a vicious shot, got locked in that submission, made him tap out in the first round. He's a first-round beast. He finishes fights in the first round. Not many of these guys come along. And you look at Mike Brown, look at his size. He's oversized for a featherweight.
How much does he weigh?
Well, I mean, of course, they weigh 145, which is the featherweight, but just his build. He's one of those guys who's just oversized for his featherweight. He's like the big bully of the featherweight division, you know? And I think he's going to give Uriah Faber a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I see Mike Brown winning it.
I think it's definitely going to be a good one. Definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, you got Faber, right?
Faber.
We'll see. I think Mike Brown's going to knock him out maybe 4th or 5th round. Okay, well, I believe we're going to show you the Uriah Faber. We're going to show you Uriah Faber talking about his return to championship form. I have a video clip that I'd like to show you right now of WC 40, the question and answer session. I want to ask Uriah Faber what he's going to do differently this time around against Mike Brown. What new moves he's going to innovate. This is the question I asked him, and I'll show you the answer right here.